You would expect a movie called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil to have Maleficent in it and some evil doing. This movie lacked both. What? Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's EJ Marino and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. We are diving into a brand new review today. Yes, we are talking about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I would say I'm disappointed by this movie, but I didn't even really walk in with that many expectations. Honestly, I never saw the first Maleficent movie, and I was only seeing this for some great costume design, Michelle Pfeiffer and Angelina Jolie. I was disappointed because I didn't get a lot of Angelina Jolie, Michelle Pfeiffer was on the back burner, and the costumes were weak. So I walked into this with little expectations, and those weren't even met. That's what frustrates me with this movie. This is, I think, the third or fourth live-action Disney movie this year, and I have not liked a single one of them. I've kind of grown to appreciate Aladdin a little bit more, especially after seeing Lion King. I'll take Aladdin. But, you know, with Dumbo, Lion King, and now this, it just feels like they're putting really expensive pieces of poop on the screen and expecting us to go, wow, this is masterful. And I'm not here for that. Look, I wanted to really enjoy what was offering here. This could have been high camp, but this movie is highly cheesy. I wanted this to be over the top, very regal. Give me that drama. Give me that royal drama. This wasn't it. It really slips into some other movies. The first act of this movie I think is really fun and kind of cheesy in the good way. The second act loses all of the cheesiness and goes serious and dour, and I'm like, what is this movie? And then the third act is like cheesy in the worst way and suddenly becomes this epic like CGI'd Marvel MCU kind of battle, and I'm just like, what is happening? This is like the tale of three movies, and I only like one of the movies in this movie, and it just blows my mind that they can just keep putting out films like this. And watch, this is gonna make like 700 million at the box office. They're gonna make another one, and we're all gonna go, how is this happening? Because no one is speaking up and going, yo, just do a little bit better. That's all I wanted from this movie, is just to be a little bit better. There is a lot of pieces here that works. Elle Fanning is one great actress. You had Chiwetel Ejiofor, Ed Skrein, Michelle Pfeiffer, Angelina Jolie, and all of them feel underutilized, especially Angelina Jolie as the titular character. This is her movie, but we spend more time with Aurora and the queen character, that's Michelle Pfeiffer. We spend more time with them than we do Maleficent, and when we do, it's just okay performances with Maleficent. She kind of goes and sees some of the other fays that are there. We won't get into too much spoilers, but we get to see some of the other stuff, which is okay. It kind of serves as a distraction from the actual story, so by the time she's reintroduced into the story, you're like, oh yeah, this is a Maleficent movie. I kind of forgot. That's not what's supposed to happen in a movie called Maleficent. Imagine you're going to see an Iron Man movie or a Batman movie, and they show up maybe 10 minutes of that whole movie. Like, and I'm not talking about the Dark Knight Rises that we have like 10 minutes of Batman, but we have a lot of Bruce Wayne. We don't even get Maleficent in any other form. We don't get her as a crow, as a drag. We don't get none of, like, a lot of time with her, and that's what's upsetting me, because I'm like, we have Angelina Jolie, who is delivering a good performance. I love to see her as light as she was, as fun as she was. She was smiling, having a good time. I like seeing Angelina there, but I wanted to see more. I'm like, oh, we're gonna cut to these people, or watch this little like CGI like woodland creature get chased around by a cat, and I'm like, what is happening? Now, this is going back to the first movie, but the entire rebranding of Maleficent as this anti-hero, I won't even use that. She's more of a hero that has dark tendencies. This is such a weird choice for a character that's literally named Mistress of Evil. She doesn't do evil things. This whole end battle here, I'm like, oh, and here comes Maleficent just like lifting up the castle and throwing it. No, she's not doing that. Like, she didn't do anything evil, and I know she's a protagonist of these movies. She can't be bad. We just had Joker. We just have Thanos as a main character in Infinity War. You can challenge your viewers a little bit here, and this wasn't challenging at all. Now, I do think there is some interesting stuff here with who to trust, who who's here, who's actually good, who's actually bad. That's so lost in the shuffle, and then especially when we get to that third act, you don't know who and what's happening because it's all blurry CGI. It's just truly kind of upsetting to see a movie that could have had potential, could have been a good high camp, I mean good campy drama. We could have had it, but it lacks any of that charm that could have been in there, any of that fun, any of that heart and soul. As much as they try to put Maleficent like with a heart in these movies, the actual movie itself lacks that heart. Other than not using Angelina Jolie enough, one of the biggest sins in this movie is the lackluster production design, from the costumes to the settings to the castle to everything looks cheap. Aurora is just wearing like Ren Fair outfits, like, oh, that like cute outfit you could have bought at $20 on a rack at a Renaissance festival. She's wearing that. Michelle Pfeiffer's clunky costumes, there's just so much. The only one who has a good look is Maleficent, and that, especially her final one, you've seen it in the trailer where it's kind of like painted on her. She looks badass and evil. Not doing evil things, but at least she looks the part. There's so much there that could have happened. That's what truly upsets me with this movie, is the like, look, I didn't walk in with a lot of hype, but this had a lot of potential, and it really lets down. And that production design is where I really noticed. I was just like, oh, okay, 4 writers, that's one of the issues I have, or 3 or 4 writers, oh yay. But then the production design just really lets me down. Period pieces have been like Oscar gold for a long time. Now this is a fantasy period piece. You could have done so much, but it lacks any of that like creative juices that it needs. Look, I don't know what else to say about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. I could just go on going, but that's not fair. That's not a great review. So I can honestly say this isn't a great movie. I wanted more from this. I wanted a good, campy, good time, but I just got like a, oh, that's it. Like, I'd rather go out with a what the hell than a whimper, and this leaves me going, meh. That is it for my review of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Cannot wait to not say that title anymore. That is a mouthful. But what did you guys think of this review? What do you think of this movie? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. And give me a thumbs up because YouTube takes us way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about Maleficent below.